Hello, today we are looking at In Bloom by Nirvana, and I've got to say I love this song, but you know what, I love the film they made about it even more. Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, just brilliant, a brilliant movie all round. And huh? What? In Bruges? That's not a real thing. Hi guys, and as you may have picked up, we are looking at In Bloom by Nirvana today. Oh, it's Paul from Crowborough Guitar Tuition, just in case you hadn't realised. So we're working our way through this Nevermind album. Hopefully we'll get through most of the main tracks off it in good time. So today it is In Bloom. And actually on the whole, it's pretty easy. There's a solo section which is a little bit off the wall and bizarre, but that's okay because you can do something a little bit off the wall and bizarre yourself with it. But let's think about how this song goes. Now, on the whole, it's really easy power chords, as is a lot of Nirvana. But we start on a B flat power chord, and we go to a G power chord with its root on the 6th fret, then we go down to the 1st fret for that F power chord, and then up to the 4th fret for the G sharp power chord, or A flat. And I would just kind of play this quite loosely. But when you move from that G sharp back to the B flat, between it, you'll see on the tab, there's just a little phrase. So you hear that there? So what we're doing there is first finger at the 1st fret, then to 4th fret with your 4th finger, and then an open A, and then back to that B flat. Okay, so that takes you through the first section. Once you get into the next part, we start back on that B flat, but the progression changes. So we've got B flat, then we've got an F sharp power chord with its root on the 5th. Then we've got E flat power chord, so that's with its root at the 6th fret on the A string. And then we go down to the B on the A string, so root at the 2nd fret. Then that A at the end, so okay, so you can hear the rhythm of it. Again, it's a very loose rhythm, so you don't need to be precise at all. And then in the verse section, the bass is playing for most of it. And then you've got kind of almost a clean set of chords that come in near the end. And what we've got there is basically those same chords we've just been doing. B flat, F sharp, E flat, B, A in that progression. But you're going to play these as proper full chords, so not power chords. So B flat major. So barring that 3rd finger across the D, B and G strings. Or D, G and B. Is that what I said? Don't know. So we're just playing all those as standard bar chords. So you've got your F sharp bar chord, E flat bar chord, they'll come up on the screen, B bar chord, and then an A, open A. Chorus section again is very, very simple. So we're starting with that B flat and we're going to the G and it repeats between that. And then we're just going from a C power chord up to the E flat. But there's slightly, the timing on that C to E flat is a little bit strange. Well, not strange, but just not straight. So I'll show you in a second. But here we go. So B flat to G. Now C to E flat. So on that C to E flat, you want to slide up. Like that. Okay, so you want to get that slide. So again, it's all very simple, same kind of chords over and over again. Now that is the lion's share of the song, and the only other section is the solo. Now the solo, I always kind of think of it as a bit of a kind of Kurt Cobain freak out. So trying to replicate it exactly and precisely, I think, is not necessary and also quite difficult because it's so scrappy and all over the place. And if you're generally a precise-ish kind of player, I think it becomes even more difficult for you to kind of undo what you've learnt in your precision. So I'm going to play what I think is an approximation of it. The tab's in the book, and you can use that to help you. So I'm going to play my approximation, which may or may not be very good, and then I'll have a talk through some of the parts of it, at least to help you with it. And by the way, I've put quite a lot of gain on here, because Kurt Cobain would often use lots and lots of gain, and I've also put a kind of flanger effect on it. So as you can hear, it's pretty scrappy, it's pretty all over the place, it's certainly not melodic, it's not easy to follow, and I certainly don't claim to have got that down anywhere near replicating what's on the track, but it's something. So a few things to mention. I'll let you play with that tab yourself and work out what you want to do with it, but a few things to say in there. There were some kind of pinched harmonic kind of sounds I was using there. Now if you've not done a pinched harmonic before, generally lots and lots of gain is quite helpful, but what we're doing is you're going to need to hold your plectrum very near the bottom. I'll show you how close I hold my plectrum there, if you can see. So not a lot of gap for me. And what you're aiming to do is kind of, as you hit the string, your pick goes through the string, and then almost instantaneously afterwards, the fleshy part of your thumb also comes into contact with the string. And what it does is it stops the string ringing, the note ringing, but it allows a harmonic to ring out instead. And it's quite tricky. I mean, I find it difficult to explain how you would do this, but you're kind of, I find that I'm kind of almost slicing through the string. So rather than my normal kind of side to side, I kind of, so my pick almost changes angle slightly and comes down through in order to catch it. It's probably worth experimenting yourself to do that. What you'll also find is there are certain sweet spots along your string when you're picking that will allow you to get a much better sound or slightly different harmonics. So it's worth going up and down and experimenting to see what you can find and what works for you. So I'm certainly not claiming that I get those every time, although perhaps I'm better than I used to be. But I would try and throw some of those in if you can to give a sense and the feel of what Cobain is doing. Like I say, I've got the flanger on it and lots of gain. It's quite scrappy, but work with it, have a go. To be honest, I don't want to break down a lot of what's there because it's so irregular and all over the shop. I think really trying to teach you to do that is not something that's going to be that productive. But have a go with it and see what you make of it. The rest of the song's really easy. It's a lot of fun to play, and so do enjoy playing it. If you've got any questions, if you want me to look at something in a bit more depth on it, then fine, come back and ask me, and I will. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much. Bye. Hi guys, thanks for watching. For more guitar tips and video lessons, click on the subscribe button down below, and let me know in the comments what songs or video lessons you'd like to see. If you want to keep up with some of our news, you can like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, or you can always check out our website, crowboroughguitartuition.com.